we're going to make a form. So far you've made single forms. Now we're going to make a kind of double form. It's a master form and a subform. There's the master form and subform. For practice we're going to use the medical database. That's this one, medical equipment. You'll find that on Blackboard. And you might remember in here, if we go to Database Tools and Relationships, there are three tables. Equipment, and this one has all the medical equipment. Let's look at the table. The item description has calibrated thermometer, laboratory freezer, benchtop centrifuge, all medical equipment. Manufacturers, prices, the numbers ready for hire, that's the numbers in stock. Let's close that table. So that's the equipment table, that's this one here, and that's related to the hire details table. And in this one here you can see there's invoice number, item number, customer number, that will be, and the start date of the hire, the end date of the hire. We don't need this table just now, the customers table, just these two. And let's look at the question again. A master detail form we have to make to display information about orders and equipment hired. So orders are in here, information about the start date, the end date, the customer number, and equipment hired, that information is in here, the item description, the manufacturer, etc. So we have to get these two together, and the subform should list order and invoice information. That's from the hire details table, order information, and the main form should list equipment hired. So the main form will have equipment hired. So let's start the form. We go to Create and More Forms, Form Wizard, and drop this arrow down here, and it doesn't matter what order you do it in, we want the equipment table and the hire details table, everything. So if I click equipment and then this button to take every field, then go back up and select the hire details and select every field. So now we have a mixture of all the fields from two tables. Then next. And you have to be able to see this one, form with subforms. If you don't see this, look up here and click the other table. So now I can't see it, but I need to be able to see it, so I'll try the other table and it takes me back to where I was. So that gives me a form with a subform. So that's a master form with a subform. Next. And you can have it as datasheet or tabular, it doesn't matter. Next again, and finish. So here's my main form. It has the item number, the item description, the manufacturer, etc. And here's the subform, which gives me information about the hire details. The invoice number, the item number, the customer number, that tells me everything about the hire in the main. Then I have the start date of the hire and the end date of the hire. And you'll notice in here records 1 of 2, two records here. So these two records are connected to this record. And for this record, if you look down to the bottom, you see there are 7. So if I click this arrow, you'll notice we move to 201. Let's go back. We start at 200. It's a calibrated thermometer. We move forward to 201. and for the laboratory freezer at 201 we have 5 orders. Now you don't need to know this for the assessment, but this is useful, that you know this is the main form, kind of master form. This is the subform. So this form is connected to this form. So anytime we want to find out about a piece of equipment, let's move forward, like the benchtop centrifuge, or move forward again, blood pressure monitor. I want to know about the blood pressure monitor, and I can see invoice 4, item number 203, customer 103, they hired this piece of equipment from the 9th of the 11th to the 10th of the 11th, 2010. So I'm finished with this form, and that answers this kind of question.